scholarship, leadership, and service. These candidates have met the preliminary requirements for admittance. Tonight, the candidates for membership will be introduced by people of their own selection who will speak to their lives in relation to the ideals of the National Honor Society. We will begin with Mr. James Sposato.
Good evening. I am extremely honored and excited to speak on behalf of Haleigh Albright tonight for her induction into the National Honor Society. Haleigh is the daughter of Brad and Amy Albright, and she would like to recognize Madison, Grandma Barb, and Mr. George. Happy birthday. Haleigh is a senior here at Frewsburg Central School and currently in the School of Cosmetology at Boces. Let me begin my speech by quoting Haleigh. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. I have had the amazing opportunity to coach Haleigh these past 4 years in girls tennis, and I was waiting for the day she would become senior captain because it happened this year. From the start, her and Madison showed what the season was going to be, fun and memorable. But little did she know, it was also going to be challenging. Challenging, you ask? Yes, because this year, Haleigh would have the unique opportunity to play singles unlike the years before. Playing singles in tennis, it has a bit of a different flavor to it. Most importantly, you're on your own. Every mistake, every miss, it's on you. Singles matches have a way of putting people in a very stressful situation as they handle themselves on the court. Haleigh was one of the calmest players I've ever met. She persevered through some of the toughest matches against some of the toughest players in the county. It was a joy to be able to coach her. She will be missed for her leadership and perseverance. Speaking of perseverance, did you know Haleigh actually applied for the National Honor Society last year, but was not able to get in? Now, for most students, this would have been a defeat, a devastating loss, and perhaps would have moved the student to not apply again. What's the point? Why go through the application process again? Essay writing, interviews. Most students wouldn't take the time and effort to do this again, but not her. She took the suggestions of the board, made the changes necessary, and applied again, and guess what? Guess who's standing here right now? Haleigh Albright, that's who. Does that show courage? Perseverance? I believe the answer to those questions is a resounding yes. Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Perseverance is the ability to work towards a goal despite obstacles and setbacks. Additionally, perseverance helps to build resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from difficult situations and maintain a positive outlook. Remember, success is no accident. Haleigh, you have the courage to move forward, and now you're being rewarded for this perseverance. As a member of the National Honor Society, you deserve this. Oh, by the way, if cosmetology doesn't work out for you, you can always turn to karaoke. I think you can go far. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. And congratulations to all the candidates. Your dedication and hard work have paid off, and you make everyone here proud. Addison Becker. Addie with a Y. Each day, I look forward to seeing you in the hallway with your infectious smile and hear you say, "Hi, Mrs. Burns." I am humbled you asked me to speak tonight. So in order to celebrate you, I want to take a couple of minutes to share some insight about how amazing you are. Addison, to you, family and home are synonymous. After all, it is what you adore and carry in your heart, often offering heartwarming anecdotes of dinner tables and holiday traditions. Always giddy with anticipation of the next vacation or celebration, aching for others to know the comfort and care that surrounds you. You extend the arms of your family to anyone who needs it. And in fact, if anyone wants an invitation for Thanksgiving, check with Addison. She invites me to her home each holiday, even if I'm out of town. Addie, I first met you last year when you entered my classroom wearing a magnificent smile and attitude. No matter the difficulty of the work at hand, you finished it with grace, cheered on your peers, and reassured them that they could accomplish whatever they needed to. I can still hear your voice. Come on, you guys, it's not that hard, while proceeding to share helpful advice. Adding with why. This year, you were a positive force in the classroom for your peers and helped me out by specifying the why. You spoke eloquently about Halloween pumpkins, cleaning up ocean pollution, and masterminded evil criminals. You informed your audience about colors and how your favorite color, green, indicates you are a peacemaker and reliable. Yet we didn't need research and speeches to know that you are naturally concerned, constant, and caring. As a member of the National Honor Society, continue to adopt everyone into your heart and brighten any tasks with your endearing smile. The smile that reminds me to smile back, to look at the bright side, to not sweat the small stuff. NHS, you have chosen wisely. Addison, Addie with a Y, you have done well, and I am so proud of you.
Good evening. I am delighted to introduce Kaylee Cappa into the National Honor Society. Kaylee is the daughter of Brett and Jessica Cappa, and she's currently a junior here at FCS. For the rest of the night, I will refer to Kaylee as K-Caps. Nickname we're both a little bit unsure where its origin came from, but anyway, this nickname got me thinking of the acronym K-Caps. And perhaps I could use these letters to break down 5 reasons Kaylee deserves to be in the National Honor Society. There are obviously more, however, to keep the time allotted, we will go with 5. So let's begin, shall we? K, knowledgeable. From the moment she entered my class, I knew Kaylee was intelligent. I knew she wanted to do well. Something intrinsically motivated her. Where does this come from? For awards, prestige, or show? I don't think so. At least not for her. She works because she has a goal in mind. She's a future thinker, a goal-oriented individual who knows her success in the future is dependent on her actions now. You're an amazing student. Let your goals drive you and knowledge lead you. C, character. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. But watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So as she volunteers, she tutors. After school, she helps with the baller boot camps for basketball, little kickers for soccer. Even on this year's basketball team with our 5 little mini managers, she realizes that these younger kids are looking up to her. She shows them her character every single day. She cares, she leads, she gives of her time and helps them. Proud of the leadership you show and the person of character you are. Leads me to A, active. One of the things I appreciate in all the students is the continued activeness in the community and school. She's no exception. She gives of the time for camps volunteered as well as the dedication for academics and athletics here at FCS. She plays soccer and basketball while taking some of the most difficult courses we have to offer here. Continue to be active because it builds up those around you and makes a positive impact. P, politeness. You know, politeness and kindness are not overrated, but underused. Kaylee has both, and she promotes both every day. You're having a bad day, talk with this girl. She can do it. Her politeness and respect, though, is what I appreciate of her most. She continually works hard and doesn't show any disrespect, even when things might not be going her way. She's very strong in this, and I respect that a lot. Finally, S, self-confidence. The confidence you gain and give to the world will allow others to see and share your true self. Kaylee demonstrates confidence, not arrogance, but sureness. Being a middle child typically has more freedom a little bit and less pressure growing up. This, over time, sometimes leads to developing more independence and confidence. And I think this confidence will be an asset for her in the future. So, Kaylee, I congratulate you. You are truly the best of the best and deserve this amazing achievement. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to introduce you. We are very proud of your accomplishments. Keep striving for great things, and welcome to the National School.
Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Collver. I'm a teacher and coach here at Ruhlberg, and it is my honor to introduce you to my son, Kael Collver. How many parents out there remember bringing your firstborn home from the hospital? The nurse wheels mom out in a wheelchair. She makes sure your car seat is secured correctly, and then walks away without a backwards glance. Not even a good luck. I remember that feeling like it was yesterday, wondering how in the world were we going to be able to keep this child alive? Well, we must have figured a few things out because, as you can see, Kael is still with us today. As parents, our fears shift from checking their tiny chests at night for breaths to choosing a career that not only puts food on the table, but fills their heart with joy every day they go to work. As a parent, I always hoped that my children would achieve more than I did, that they would become better than me. I never expected the humbling reality that I would face as they began crushing those expectations. Kael is that better version of me across every aspect of his life. His faith is stronger, his work ethic is higher, he's more compassionate, and he is way more mature than I ever was. Kael loves Jesus, and his faith and integrity have always inspired me toward improving my own shortcomings. His focus on his schoolwork has always blown me away, as admittance to Honor Society was nowhere on my radar at his age. Kael has an extremely mature moral compass, especially when it comes to fairness, justice, and equity. There have been a few times in Kael's life where he found himself in sticky situations. Whenever I began to question his values or his integrity, I quickly found out that there was some kind of misunderstanding. And I've often kicked myself for ever doubting his word and moral fiber. If you were fortunate enough to find yourself in Kael's inner circle, then you will have a friend for life. Kael is someone I would have admired in high school, and definitely would want to be considered as his friend. At this point, I don't think that I would have to tell you that I'm proud of my son. And I don't say it as much as I should. Kael, I am so proud to be your father, and I love you more than you could ever know. Congratulations on your induction into the National Honor Society.
Dumaine. I would like to start by saying what an honor it is to be here with all of you tonight. Being asked to speak at this event is an extremely humbling experience. Being inducted to the National Honor Society is an amazing accomplishment, and I'm grateful to be part of this special night. I've been coaching Bree for about the last 8 years, both at Hultberg Soccer Club and here at Hultberg Central with the varsity team. In that time, I've been able to watch her grow on and off the field. On the field, she's had quite a journey, to say the least. Through the majority of her career, she's had to play up levels and with girls older than her every single year. When you know the girls that have come before her in these programs, you know what a tall task that probably was for her. It would have been easy for her to get frustrated or just feel like it was too much and either give up or go somewhere else and play with another team, a team that was her age, I suppose, but she never blinked. Not only did she not blink, but she showed up every single day, week after week, year after year, busting her butt and doing anything any of her coaches ever asked of her. You see, anyone that knows Bree knows that she is a girl with a few words. But while she's not the most vocal player on the field, you can always be sure that she is listening. She is great at paying attention to detail and taking all the little things from the practice field and incorporating them into our games. This is where she excels. She knows where to be and when to be there. This has not only led to her success on the field, but it's led to our team's success on the field. Bree has now helped us win back-to-back Section 6 championships in her sophomore and junior seasons. This year, she joined a long list of great players from this school that have come before her and played her absolute best soccer when the stakes were the highest. In our sectional final this past fall, Bree played over 100 minutes in between the regulation, overtime, and then eventually winning us in a shootout. She fought with everything she had in her and played possibly her best game that I've ever seen her play. I'm already looking forward to the fall and seeing an even better version of her as she helps our team again for her senior year. As hard as she works on the field, she obviously puts in just as much work, if not more, into her studies. School has always been her first priority, and being inducted into the National Honor Society is a testament to that. No matter what obstacles Bree is faced with, I know she's going to do whatever it takes to be successful. There is no doubt in my mind that with her dedication and hard work, she will accomplish any goal she set for herself, and I will always be there to support you in any way. In the future, Bree plans to go to JCC for a year, and then after graduating, be transferring to a bigger school and pursuing a career as a pharmacist. I'm extremely proud to be your coach, Bree. Great job, and congratulations.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to this wonderful group of students here tonight, as well as their teachers, friends, and family. Life is a labor of love, and there are many working parts that help to make a great individual. I feel blessed to have the privilege this year to speak on behalf of one of these exemplary individuals, Mr. Aiden. I first met Aiden in a unique way. Lunch duty during COVID in Mr. Dakota's room. It started with a silent wave to put away your lunch pail, with 2 minutes remaining in lunch. It's funny how you can look back and have something so small be the start of something much bigger. Once we started talking, we never stopped. Aiden expressed interest in joining the yearbook club, which I advise here at school. Since he first started, Aiden has spent countless days after school with me, many times working on pages, proofing, planning meetings, brainstorming unique interactive ideas, creating schedules, deadlines, and delegating duties. Aiden always takes initiative to ensure jobs get done and encourages his peers along the way to enjoy the process and find pride in all they accomplish. Some may have described his approach as more assertive. We will just say that Aiden gets things done. This is something that he knows I deeply appreciate. He will readily tell you that I am not the most organized individual. My creativity most certainly comes out as more organized chaos. Aiden, thanks again for bringing some more organization to my day. He was a natural choice for editor in his junior year, as I know he would continue to grow in his knowledge and love for all things related to creating a worthwhile yearbook publication. One of the joys of working with students and extracurriculars, the time spent together allows you to really get to know the character of your students. We share a deep love of music. Myself, I do more listening and lip syncing, while Aiden is the more natural, talented performer. He has been a member of our school band and chorus ensemble since middle school. He's involved in the school musical and assisted with art at Shade's musical. He's participated as mixed chorus member for All-State at SUNY Brionna. He goes out of his way to stay involved, demonstrating a great sense of responsibility along the way to keep his teachers informed, stay up to date with all his work, all while balancing his extracurricular activities and his work schedule. Aiden's authenticity has shown through so bright in our many days and hours spent together. I have found this to be more rare in students who are navigating the challenges of adolescence, which has only shown a brighter light on the noteworthy character Aiden possesses. You, Aiden Haase, have brought a specialness, a heartbeat, to the yearbook that didn't exist prior to you. You gave it more fun, a brighter soul, a spark. I believe that's also what you do in life. To quote the great Taylor Swift, long live all the magic we made. I am thankful we still have a little more time to make more magic, and what I know for you will be a big, beautiful life. I hope you all celebrate this amazing honor you've been given to be a part of the National Honor Society. I also hope you acknowledge and love the special traits that are unique to you. Aiden, thank you for asking me to be here tonight. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for coming. I'd like to start by introducing myself. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom Allison, Dakota's grandfather. She is the daughter of Scott and Melissa Hultberg, my stepson and my wonderful daughter. I spent my entire career at FCS and would like to say what a great institution this is, and what a good place it is to raise a family and educate your children. You're very lucky to have been educated in this school. A week ago, Dakota called me and asked if I could give a few good reasons why she should be inducted to the National Honor Society. I told her, I don't know if I know him. She sighed and said, oh, Papa, come on. So I thought about it for about a second and realized there were a lot of reasons after all. Dakota, or Cobbe as we know her, all by at the farm, many reasons to be inducted into this very prestigious organization. Not very many kids get in. Pretty darn good. First of all, she is a student, great student that has excelled at her school since kindergarten. She also has a work ethic second to none. She's at the barn more than she's at home. I think she learned some of this on the farm. She also cares genuinely about the rest of the world around her, especially her family and her herd of horses. Herd being one to say. Lastly, most important as far as I'm concerned, Dakota has the character to go along with it. We all know what it takes to succeed in this world today is character. So thank you to all the teachers she has had through the years. You have helped mold a wonderful girl. You should all be very proud of that, and thank you again for giving me the chance to brag about my granddaughter somewhere other than at the horse shows. Dakota, Noel, Mr. Grandma, and I are very proud.
Jimerson. Being asked to speak for Ava tonight is a great honor for me. I've had the privilege of being Ava's soccer coach for the last 9 years, and I've enjoyed every second of it. It did not take me very long to see how special Ava was on the field. She literally has been scoring goals since the second she walked onto it. It is what she does. and it is extremely fun to watch. She plays the game with such an intensity that it forces me to be on top of my game as a coach. There is nothing she can't do, or position she can't play. And when she has the ball at her feet, every player on every team knows that she can score at any time from anywhere. Her teammates feed off her energy, and she makes players around her better. When you see someone work as hard as her, it's contagious. She inspires me to work harder and be a better coach. She has accomplished so much in her soccer career that her resume matches up with anybody that I've ever coached. And there's a lot of good players on that list. She is now a 3-time Section 6 champion, and next year has a chance to join only 5 other players in our school's history that have been a part of 4 championship teams. In her sophomore season, she scored 29 goals and had 21 assists, and that was enough to be top 3 in all of Section 6. And believe it or not, that wasn't even the most impressive thing that she did during that season. Going into our last game after winning our 4th straight championship, we were headed to the Far West Regional. Coach has spent countless hours going over the film, getting ready for the game, just to come up with a huge game plan. Get the ball to Ava. We knew that if we could get the ball to Ava, that she would take care of the rest. And that's exactly what she did. We went down early, 1-0, and before the game got out of hand and we started to get nervous, we got the ball to Ava, and 2 minutes later, she took care of business and tied the game, giving our whole team a new life. And that's when everything changed. A couple minutes after getting us back into the game, there was a play that I will never forget that happened. Ava collided with another player on the other team, and she wasn't getting up. As Taytum and I rushed over to her, we both knew right away something was not okay. Ava was in extreme pain and unable to put any weight on her leg. Of course, she did not want to come out of the game, but we were left with no choice. As me and Taytum carried her off the field, she was determined not to let her stop this, not to let this stop her, and she was going to finish the game. We got her to the bench, and I was certain her day was over. She couldn't lift her legs, she couldn't move, she was crying. But Ava had other plans. She knew that we needed her, and there was nothing that was going to stop her from being there when her teammates needed her the most. 10 minutes after getting knocked out of the game, she came up to me off the bench and decided she was going back in. I obviously looked at her and asked her if she was sure, and she looked at me with a look of determination that I will remember forever. So I put her back in. Within a minute of re-entering that game, she almost scored again. Even in obvious pain, limping around the field, she was still making plays and keeping us alive. Then it really happened. She went down again. This time completely tearing her ACL and MCL ligaments in her knee. It was devastating, to say the least. Probably to this day, the hardest thing I've ever had to do as a coach was look at her and tell her it was going to be okay, when I probably knew it wasn't. We ended up losing that game, but it wasn't without play. After seeing her risk it all for her team, her teammates followed through and fought as hard as they could and left it all on the field. She inspired every single one of us that day, and she showed us all what it truly meant to be a good teammate. Ava was a true leader, and I'm proud to be her coach. She is not just an amazing athlete, but an amazing student. She puts in all the time and effort to be successful on and off the field, and it's paid off for her. Ava, don't ever change and can continue to push to be the best version of yourself, and I will always be there to support you in any way I can. Congratulations on your induction into the National Honor Society. When Taytum asked me if I would speak for her induction tonight, it was an absolute no-brainer. I've been lucky enough to be Tatum's coach for the last 9 years as well. And in those 9 years that we've been around, I would say it's safe to say that we probably haven't lost a total of 10 soccer games together. That's honest to God true. And she's obviously a huge reason why it's been that way. Ever since we first started together, the game has come natural to her. I've coached some pretty amazing boys and girls over my course of being at this school. But I can say with 100% full confidence that Taytum has the highest soccer IQ of any player that I've ever coached. For all of you that know me, you know I'm a very vocal coach, and you can often hear me yelling instructions to my players during the games. Normally a coach sees things happen and develop before the players on the field can. It's easier for us to be on the sidelines and see everything. They're locked into the game. But she's different. I can't tell you how many times I've seen something on the field happen, and before I even start to yell to her, she's already seen it, reacted, and she's 3 or 4 steps into the play. It's impressive to watch. She is unselfish and relentless. She plays every second of every game like it's her last. A natural-born leader. The only kid I personally know that single-handedly had a part in eliminating game MVPs from a travel league. Let me tell you how. You see, Taytum has a couple different nicknames over the years, most notably Thorpe. The one that should not be forgotten is Patch. When she was 10, 11, and 12 years old, we played in a competitive travel league in the area that ended every game with the opposing team awarding the best, who they believed the other team's best player was, with a patch. Believe me when I tell you, she has enough patches to make a small quilt. Well, maybe one short of a quilt, because one day I had to take one from her. It was for good reason. That specific day, her twin sister Ava scored 4 goals. We won the game 4-0. Shoe-in for MVP. And Patch struck again. They gave her the MVP. I had to take it from her. Taytum, being the amazing person and sister that she is, she agreed and gladly gave up her patch. Anyway, the league quit doing those awards after that year because they didn't want one player winning it every single time. She was the last one. It's over. No more patches. Over the course of her career, she's also had a knack for stepping up in the biggest moments. None bigger than last year's Section 6 final. We were well on our way to our 4th championship. Had a 2-0 lead against Wilson, who was a team we had beat the previous year as well. Well, things didn't go as planned, and they ended up scoring 2 straight goals to tie the game at 2. Now, for all you coaches out there, you know this is a tough spot for any team to be in. It would have been easy for us to just completely fall apart and lose that game, throw it all away. But we had Taytum, and there was no way she was going to let that happen. All she did, in my opinion, was score the biggest goal in our school's history. I could close my eyes right now and replay the goal like it was yesterday. The game was intense, and you could feel the pressure building. About 4 minutes to play. The ball was still in our defensive end when I looked up, and Taytum was sprinting down the middle of the field. I had no idea what she was doing, but in true Taytum fashion, she saw something that nobody else did. It was at that moment I started to hear her screaming for her sister, and I started to see what she saw. She saw a seam, and she saw a way to get behind the entire defense. I have never seen this kid run that fast. She literally flew by 5 Wilson players, and Ava laid off a perfect pass right to her feet. Taytum took a couple touches and struck a left-footed laser beam from about 18 yards out that flew over the outstretched hands of the goalie and into the back of the net. I do not think I ever have or ever will jump that high in the air again. The entire bench and crowd went insane. She propelled us to yet another championship. Taytum is the coach's dream, and I'm grateful she's let me be a small part of her life. It would be easy for a player of this caliber to be hard to coach, but she's the exact opposite. She does everything she says, or you say, and she's always trying to get better. She's one of the best teammates I've ever been around. All of these amazing qualities have obviously translated into the classroom as well. She's always put her schoolwork ahead of everything else, and that's why she is here tonight. Playing sports all year round calls for late nights and long bus rides, and that has never stopped her from achieving her goals academically, and I'm extremely honored to induct you into the National Honor Society tonight. I will always be there to support you in your journey. Thank you for having me tonight. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Ruhlman, and I'm a teacher and a coach here. And for the 3 student athletes that I'm going to speak for tonight, they all run cross country for me. So I've had the honor, privilege of seeing them succeed in the classroom as well as athletically. So Cody Kent. When trying to think of how to capture Cody in a quick speech in just a few words, what sticks out about Cody, one of the first things that came to my mind was competitive spirit. And if you know him, then you probably agree. So to me, the competitive spirit is that desire to succeed, to excel, to be the best. I think individuals who demonstrate that competitive spirit push harder than others, demonstrate a higher level of intensity, consistently perform at an elevated level, and they are the ones that others look up to as leaders and role models. So your drive, Cody, reminds me of Acacia, and you know that is high praise. Not only that, but your leadership, your teamwork, your ability to encourage others is just something that brings the team together. And that is something that I really admire about you. So even more than your drive and your excellence is your character. So you are also one to be admired because of your kindness to your teammates, because you are humble. You are always willing to help someone out, always willing to give an encouraging word. And, you know, sometimes when athletes are older, they think that they don't have to help with anything, but Cody's the first one to help pick up the tent, to pick up the chairs, and I think that is a great testament to his character. He's part of that group that I knew was special in 7th grade. They were just so fun to coach because not only did they work hard, but they, as 7th graders, we tier our workouts, and we have like gold, silver, bronze, plastic man, and that group always picked silver. You know, I didn't let them at that age pick gold. So they would always challenge themselves to do above and beyond what was expected in every practice. And so I feel like that has just continued and has paid off dividends in their lives. And it's that same drive that you see in the classroom as well. And of course, as his teacher, I can speak to that. You know, I enjoyed reading his autobiography, one of the best in the grade. I've seen Cody succeed not only in my classroom, but in other classrooms because as teachers we taught, in BMX, in track, and so he holds himself to this high standard. So I know that the drive that he has, this competitive spirit that he applies to all aspects of his life, and it's no question to me about any future success because he is the type of student I hope that others aspire to be. And I guess I'll just leave you with Emerson's words. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And what lies within Cody is the heart of a champion. So congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. I've been asked here tonight to introduce Grace Lennon to the National Honor Society. When Grace asked me to introduce her tonight, I have to say I was definitely honored. Fortunate enough to get to know Grace as a student and as an athlete. As Grace's school counselor, I've had the privilege of seeing her academic work in school. She set high standards for herself and always continually to achieve every goal that she sets. Last year, I had the privilege of letting her know that her teachers had nominated her as a top leader among her peers and selected to attend the Cobbe Youth Leadership Conference with sophomores from around Central and Western New York to participate in this leadership seminar. I think she had a great experience out there and had to grow and strengthen those already distinguished leadership skills. So I would say that Grace is sometimes a quiet leader. She leads by example. She's a hard worker that does everything that's asked of her. She puts in 100% effort that anything that she puts her mind to. I think Grace has always been an athlete. She's always done gymnastics for years and now teaches lessons. I can only imagine what your young gymnasts that I can look up to you as a role model, and they've chosen a good role model to look up to. She stopped competing last year in gymnastics and decided to try a new venture and decided to run varsity track, and I had the privilege of coaching her. This is where I learned so much more about Grace. It is really a privilege when you get to work with students outside of the traditional settings that we have in the school. Getting to coach a student and, like we talked about in extracurriculars, you just get to see different sides of them, and it was really rewarding. So I love seeing you interacting with your peers in a different sense, and you're a great teammate. You're consistent, reliable, dedicated, hardworking. You love learning, improving, consistently trying to beat yourself, probably more than anything else.
and she was amazing. She shared so many times that she really just loves being part of the team. She understands the value of team and community and the power of working together. Your character shines through every day when you show up to do anything that's necessary to do your best. You can proudly walk away from any situation knowing that you put your best effort forward. I know you influence those around you through your example. You're a shining example of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, and the impact on your teammates and communities is larger than you realize. Your future is bright. You'll have a positive impact wherever you go, and I can't wait to watch you forward your path. So, congratulations.
I'm back, and it is my honor to speak for Daniel Peterson, one of my cross-country runners and a great student in my class as well. So, I was a little mad at Spose for stealing my one quote for Daniel, but I'm going to use it anyways. So, when trying to think of ways to capture Daniel, I too found the words of Kaylee, the great Brazilian soccer player, who once said, "Success is no accident, it is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." And that reminded me of Daniel, but I wanted to add one thing. And in addition, I want to add for him that it's a love of his teammates and friends. One of the things that I've noticed about Daniel is his friendship and loyalty and encouragement that makes him stand out. And so when I think of Daniel, certainly that concept of hard work comes to mind, not only in his athletic endeavors, but in the classroom, because I've been able, in 7th grade and 9th grade, able to witness his work ethic and drive in the classroom to succeed, and that just carries over athletically, but it really carries over to his friendships. And that is something that stands out to me. I can see him in the hallways. He's always nice, he's kind, and that just warms my heart because more than anything, those are the things that make parents, teachers, coaches proud because they're the students that lift others up on a daily basis. I'm so happy to be able to stand here that I've been able to witness this in cross country for so many years. He was part of that special 7th grade group, and I remember in the beginning when he and Taytum and Cody and Lennon would be racing each other on speed days, trying to beat each other, and it's just been so fun to watch that growth, how far they've come. Not so much athletically as people, because those are the things that I'm most proud of at the end of the day. I'm not surprised by this honor to join National Honor Society. I'm certainly proud to be his coach. Even more important than success and work ethic, of course, is his character. And I think the friendship bonds that he has, I think the kindness that he shows everybody is just truly kind. It's one of the reasons I knew I had such a special group starting in that 7th grade year. So the fact that he's a great teammate, he's encouraging, he's able to smile, at least sort of on speed days. His attitude is really what sets him apart for me. And so I have no doubt, the same as I said for Cody, that he is going to be a success in everything that he attempts in life because he approaches it with such a positive attitude in addition to that work ethic. So congratulations, Daniel.
Before I begin, I want to reiterate what many of my peers have said. A lot of us have been lucky enough to be both teachers and coaches or advisors for so many of these students. And we're always thrilled that any of you will choose us to talk about here. We feel like we really had that opportunity to get to know them in multiple ways, and it's really a joy and an honor to watch them grow throughout the years that we get to know them. So to begin, a comparison often used, usually as a compliment, to speak of people who are small in stature, is to say that dynamite comes in small packages. The idea is that they might be small, but they have an explosive impact on those around them. Elayna is a perfect example of someone who fits this statement. But if we look closer at dynamite, we can get more information. Dynamite was invented by Albright, and if you wonder how a guy might be more famous for something other than inventing dynamite, that would be the Nobel of Nobel Prizes. Nobel wanted these awards bestowed upon those who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. Nobel gave his fortune to this cause, leading to those prizes that we know of today. And in my opinion, Elayna bears naming in reference to one of these modern greats of history. When Elayna dedicates herself to a task, she does so fully. It can be a chore, a hobby, a class, or a cause, and she will put all of herself into it. She has earned awards and prizes as a JCC Top Scholar, a part-time Dean's List member. She has writing awards, she has swimming awards, and she serves as the co-president of her classroom. All that free time she definitely doesn't have. Elayna gives her own time but doesn't sacrifice education over here. She still puts her best foot forward every day in every class that she has in the pursuit of excellence. Heck, maybe one day you'll be owner of the Nobel Prize and I can say, I knew you before you were famous. In the meantime, Elayna, keep being dynamite. You bring excitement and joy, all those closest to you, everyone here, your friends, your peers, all of us. And not unlike dynamite, you create ripples, and you'll never know how wide their impact is. Just not ripples in the pool. We all know those aren't very good diving. Did I mention Elayna made stage and diving too? So, just another example of your constant pursuit of excellence. The next time anyone calls you out on your height, remind them that you are dynamite. The package may be small, but what you can do is so powerful. Remind yourself of that in the future if you ever have a moment when you need it. And keep creating those ripples that are going to create effects wider than you'll ever know. Keep pushing on, raise the ceiling, redefine excellence, be that way. Please join me in celebrating Elayna Pitts as a member of National Honor.
Hello, friends, family, colleagues, and students. My name is Sean Laska, and tonight I have the privilege of presenting Gavin Thorpe for induction into our chapter of National Honor Society. In my work with our school musicals and one of my newer roles as a teacher of computer science courses, I've been able to witness firsthand Gavin's exemplification of the 4 pillars of our organization holds in such high regard. Gavin's scholarship is clearly evident to me, as he's the kind of student who doesn't simply complete projects in my computer science principles class, but he routinely took his project to the next level in terms of features and complexity. He often conducted his own research outside of class to go beyond what I was teaching in class, and forced me to do my own homework to adequately evaluate his code. So he enjoyed teaching me things I didn't know, making me go to work. Thanks, Gavin. Leadership and service have often occurred together in Gavin's experiences, often leading in service activities, such as assisting his karate teacher by working with younger students, and leading tech crews for both our elementary and high school musicals. Gavin has also recently begun teaching after-school computer science enrichment lessons, eager to pass along his knowledge and enthusiasm for the topic to younger students. The trait that drives Gavin in all of these other areas, though, is his character. And he is a character, as anyone who has the good fortune of talking to Gavin at all will note, in his excellent, sarcastic, witty, biting, cutting sense of humor, which I really appreciate. But also, Gavin's ever-present drive to be productive, to do the right thing, and to work until the job is done is one in a million. Furthermore, he anticipates what needs to be done and takes the initiative to make sure those tasks are completed. I might give him a vague idea, and they're often very vague idea, of what needs to happen, let's say, in a particular tech aspect of the musical, but he refines the idea and just does what he has to make it happen. So having a student leader who not only knows what needs to be done and does it well, often making these improvements I hadn't thought of,
and can rally others and direct them to help as well is so rare and valuable and something that makes Gavin very special. In a lot of ways, Gavin has become my right hand, an indispensable member of the small team of people who help me function in all my tasks and roles. Some of you are sitting over here too, helping me function. Mrs. Burns, looking at you. It's no small feat. But he's also just genuinely a great human being that I enjoy having around. So please join me in congratulating Gavin Thorpe and welcoming you to the Frewsburg chapter of National Honor Society.
Okay, so last one for me tonight is Taytum's trophy. Of course, I have the privilege of not only being Taytum's teacher and coach, but also her mom, in case there are some of you who don't know that. And I am so proud of the person that she is. First, she too is a hard worker, just like Cody and Daniel. She hasn't always been the most athletically talented or the fastest kid, but she has never backed down in the face of hard work. So perhaps the best place to see that is in the classroom, where she is diligent in her studies and spends extra time when necessary. She's not afraid to ask questions or offer answers. But that work ethic can be seen athletically too. She puts in extra time in all of her sports, but and I love that, of course. I sat on a bucket for pitching. I rebound all the time for her to get extra shots up. And I know she too is going to succeed in whatever she chooses because of that work ethic. She is also quietly humble. She is a dedicated leader. You can see it in our sports teams. In cross country, maybe this year could be a great example. There were some new faces this year, some young ones. And of course, she was team captain, having run for so many years. So the leader of this crew, and she handled it with grace, and she was encouraging and patient. On the basketball court, I can see it where she is unselfish, and she leads both with her words and her actions. Like the others I spoke for, I'm proud of her accomplishments athletically, sure. I'm proud of her work ethic, but way, way more. I'm proud of her character, who she is on the inside. I can probably give you a few examples just so that you can see some of those pillars that Honor Society looks for. So I coached elementary basketball, and she was my assistant coach. She helped with the younger kids, my B team. And those kids vie for her attention and love when she spends extra time or gives them the extra attention, the high fives. And so her encouragement or her being a role model for them speaks volumes. We do extra things like drive to Erie, even though we're in the middle of the season, to see fellow AAU teammates just play a high school game. We fit it in. So we hustle them after practice and drive so they encourage her teammates. And I think that speaks volumes because she's tired, she's got homework, but we're going to get at least one game in for almost every teammate that we have. Sometimes it doesn't work out. In church, all the younger kids say, Taytum is my best friend. You know, Jackson will say, she's my best friend. Jordy invited Taytum to the elementary, invite a person to lunch. So I think that speaks volumes when little kids are vying for her attention because she cares. And I think that caring can be seen in many different venues. And I think that as a coach, we've always gone to games, we've always watched games, and one of the things that we've had a lot of conversations about is the type of player you are and how people are watching you all the time. And so I think I've had this talk with my teammates, but growing up, I've done, she always came to my private lessons, I would give shooting lessons too, and we always talked about making sure that you were an A player, not a butt player, that you were this person that others will say, oh wow, she's really good, and she's a good teammate. Not, but she's so selfish, or but she's a bad teammate, or but she's a whiner. And you know, we've watched greats, even Caitlin Clark, where we say, oh wow, she is so great, I hate how she complains to the refs sometimes. And I think what I'm probably most proud of with Tegan is that I feel when you watch her play that you say, wow, she's a really great shooter, and she's a great teammate, and she's so unselfish, and she's so encouraging. And I'm just using basketball as my example, of course, but I think that you can see that in any sport that she participates in, and that is what I'm most proud of. So congratulations, Tegan.
Good evening, everybody. I have I'm in a bit of a pickle and a weird situation because I'm not Alice's technical fan. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a coach. I'm an administrator, but not really to her. She's my godfather. And to me, that's every time we talk about family, right? To me, that's thicker than blood. So the things I'm going to say tonight, I'm going to try and keep it almost as an administrator to speak, but that's because I don't want to cry out. And Sean, by the way, your speech was over 2 minutes. So before I begin, I mean, these are the words that I wrote on the page about Alex. This is literally what was going through my brain. Okay. And because I only have 17 minutes now, I think I'll get started. I'm so proud to be here. I'm so proud to introduce you to Alex, my goddaughter, who is being inducted tonight. It's something that I've never experienced before. It's something that I've not been asked to do before, so I consider it a pleasure and an honor. So, all that being said, these words would have been really weird if I hadn't explained that, so that's why I hesitated. Anyways, Alexandra Haleigh journey is not just a testament to her academic prowess, but also a testament to unwavering commitment to service, leadership, and character. From the very beginning, she's demonstrated a relentless pursuit of excellence, not only in the classroom, but also in her extracurricular activities in the community that she's involved in. In the realm of academics, Alex has consistently displayed a thirst of knowledge, a genuine love for learning. Her academic achievements are not merely a reflection of her grades, but of her intellectual curiosity and her willingness to explore new ideas. She has this ability to think critically and analytically that you know only if you know Alex in school. I'm actually jealous, Alex, because I've never been up here. However, what truly sets Alex apart is her remarkable commitment to service. She understands the importance of giving back, and she's dedicated countless hours to volunteering, making a positive impact on the lives of others, whether it's tutoring her peers, community cleanup events, or volunteering at local events. Her selflessness knows no bounds. Just recently, we run a tutoring program here at Castaneda Valley after school, and I was running short on tutors, so I reached out to Alex, and the next day I had 9 names texted to me, and all of them showed up at the table the next day. So that's just a little example. Furthermore, Alex is a natural leader. You know, she possesses the rare ability to inspire and motivate others. She leads by example with integrity, humility, and compassion. And whether it's taking charge of a group of projects, like I just told you, serving as a mentor to younger students, which I also just told you, or advocating for positive change within her school, which she doesn't want you to know, Alex consistently demonstrates exemplary leadership qualities. Perhaps more importantly, she embodies the highest standards of character. She's an honest, respectful, and empathetic young lady. She treats others with kindness and with dignity. She understands the importance of integrity and ethical behavior, and she strives to uphold these principles in everything that I've seen her do. In conclusion, it's just abundantly clear that Alex is not just a shining example of academic excellence, but she's also a true embodiment of the values and ideals that National Honor Society holds. She's worked tirelessly, trust me, to get here and to excel academically, to serve her community, to lead with integrity, and to uphold the highest standards of her character. As she's inducted into this National Honor Society today, let's not celebrate only her achievements, but her unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. I'm going to suggest the fifth pillar to the National Honor Society, and that's inspiration. Alex, what you have done in life, what you've overcome in life, far supersedes anything that you have done within these walls of school, and anything that you ever will do inside the walls of school. The fact that you are here, despite the obstacles that have constantly been thrown your way, that inspires me. You inspire me. So thank you for letting me speak for you tonight. I hope you know how much I love you.
Good evening, my name is Bruce Johnson. I'm a retired teacher here at Hultberg. Taught for many, many years. Good to see all of you. Congratulations to those new members of the National Honor Society. It's also nice to see a lot of former faculty mates here again. I have the honor of introducing Taylor Yost to you as another new member of the National Honor Society, the class of 2024. Taylor is the daughter of Chris and Carrie Yost, who are both faculty members here at Cruiseburg. Taylor is a member of the girls swimming and diving team here at Cruiseburg. Their prominent stroke is the 100-yard backstroke. Backstrokers are a peculiar bunch, especially this one, because backstroke is the only stroke in competitive swimming that you can't see where you're going, but only where you've already been. See the other three strokes are on your stomach. Backstroke. Backstrokers then need a way to judge the distance from the wall so they can begin the turn sequence without hitting their head. Not a good thing. Thus, every pool has colorful flags 15 feet from either end of the pool for backstrokers to count the number of strokes it takes them to reach that point where they can safely begin their turn. They're not just there to spice up the pool. It takes hours to master this technique and to develop enough trust to complete it successfully. And trust is the key. Taylor has developed a trust in herself as well as to become a successful student athlete. It's very difficult these days to successfully balance all the demands of schoolwork and athletics, but Taylor has done that very, very well. At our swim team postseason banquet, I presented Taylor with a trophy in which she was very deserving. As she reached the podium, she whispered to me the fact that she had never won a trophy before. This would be her first. Trophies are nice, but at one point they become old and tarnished and end up in a box in the attic and are forgotten. But to be inducted into the National Honor Society is a lifetime honor. So it gives me great pleasure to present to you Taylor Yost, a trusted member of the National Honor Society.
principles of the National Honor Society will now be explained by a handful of our members to the candidates for membership. The burning candle represents the flaming torch, the eternal light of knowledge that is the emblem of the National Honor Society. The unlit candles are symbolic of the four requirements upon which the society works. Four of our senior members will each explain the meaning of the four principles: scholarship, character, leadership, and service. Gavin Smith will speak first on the quality of scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study because he knows the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn, even when formal education is ended, for education ends only with life. Knowledge is one great element required for diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light that illuminates the future. Each candidate has the charge to continually expand his world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life and when once developed grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, a real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. The leader has confidence in himself and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in the country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed and is thus an essential charge each of our members brings to the community.
The final pillar is service. Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of a day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and the ability of the creation of a better tomorrow. Candidates, the ideals of the society have been explained to you. If you accept this responsibility of upholding these standards, you will now be given the privilege of membership. Will you please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals the ideals of my school and of my life. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Please be seated.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the exceptional students that are being honored here tonight. As I stand before you on this auspicious occasion of the National Honor Society induction, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of pride and admiration for each and every one of you. Tonight, we gather to celebrate not just academic achievements, but also character, leadership, and service, the pillars upon which National Honor Society stands. To the students being inducted, your hard work, dedication, and relentless pursuits of excellence has brought you to this moment. Your commitment to scholarship, your willingness to serve your community, and your demonstrated leadership have set you apart as shining examples for your peers to emulate. Membership in the National Honor Society is not merely a recognition of past accomplishments, but a call to continued excellence and service. As you take on the mantle of National Honor Society membership, remember the words of Mahatma Gandhi: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others. Let your induction into this acclaimed society serve as a catalyst to ever greater contributions to the school, your community, and the world beyond. To the parents, guardians, and families, your unwavering support, encouragement, and guidance have played an essential role in the success of these remarkable students. Your belief in their potential, coupled with your sacrifices and love, has laid the foundation upon which they stand today. Tonight we share in your joy and celebrate your invaluable contributions in their journey. And to the faculty and staff, your dedication to nurturing the minds and spirits of our students has not gone unnoticed. Your passion for teaching, your mentorship, and your commitment to fostering an environment of excellence has helped shape these young men and women into the leaders of tomorrow. As we come together to honor these outstanding students, let us also reaffirm our collective commitment to the ideals of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. May the light of knowledge guide our path, may the spirit of service inspire our actions, and may the bond of fellowship strengthen our resolve to make the positive difference in the world. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this honor. It is well deserved, and I am proud to be here with you tonight. May you continue to shine brightly and illuminate the paths for others to follow. Thank you and congratulations.
At this time, we would like to congratulate the new members and their families for their stellar work over the years and recognize this great accomplishment. We would like to thank the presenters who participated in the ceremony tonight as well. Each new member will now sign our membership register and will light and carry a candle symbolizing their commitment to the ideals of this organization. Please join us in the community room following the ceremony for a reception honoring the new inductees.